What is up, everyone? Good morning. It's Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. Dow down 14, NASDAQ futures up 85, S&P futures up 9, VIX down 2 1/3 at 17.07. Coinbase up another 5%. Thing's been on the run. Morning, Krish. Morning, Abash. PLTR also up pretty good, just under 1%. NVIDIA up about 1%. MSTR up 2%. So a little bullish going into today. Morning, Chuck. In terms of news today, let's see. I don't think we have much. New home sales at the top of the hour. Yeah, Trump's going to speak at the NATO summit. I don't know that would have any impact, but you never know. You never know what's going to be said, but we will find out. Bell's going to ring here in about 15 seconds. The bell has rung. PLTR just hit all new all-time highs. I know the NASDAQ was NASDAQ just hit new all-time highs, I believe. It's pretty wild. S&P, I believe, is 6147. So it's got about 40 points it needs. And yes, that is new all-time highs for the NASDAQ. 22,306. April 10th, it was at 17,251, and now it's up over 22,306. Wild. S&P above pre-market highs. Coinbase, new all-time highs. Tesla in the red, coming down. S&P coming down a bit. Expected move 23.5 right now for the S&P. So guess that means no 50-point moves today, right? Looking for some big volume bars here. If you're new, big volume bar on that second bar, bigger than the first, is our volume runner strategy. Baba's getting a growing bar. Yeah, so Baba's going to get a big volume bar for sure here. PLTR pushing up. SMCI getting a This bar is about halfway there. Yeah, Baba's going to have a downside volume runner. Hasn't moved much here with this bar though, in terms of, I mean, it's got big volume, but price range hasn't moved much. SMCI is going to have an upside volume runner. That bar is going to get as big as the first. So I'll be looking for a pullback in SMCI. Yeah, XYZ about a tick away. Tesla not quite there. Let's see, Baba. I haven't traded Baba in a while. Two DTE today. See, Baba, I would trade the 116 puts. Filled at $1.33. So let me put Baba here where Apple is at, so everyone can see it. So if price goes above this bar right here, that's your exit for your volume runner. So pretty decent entry, I think. If it pushes above it, it's not going to be a huge loss. AVGO new all-time highs, it looks like. Goog pushing up. No pullback in SMCI, so I got an order at $1.46 to close half my BABA. SMCI with another big green bar. S&P trying to break through its highs for the day so far. AVGO, potential mighty 90 short. Although it's very strong today and it's a new all-time highs. Just need another little push down out of BABA here. Yeah, definite mighty 90 here out of AVGO. So I'm going to keep my eye on it and see if I can potentially get an entry. Although I'm not real confident. Oh, filled $1.46 in BABA. Not real confident about a stock that's on fire like it is. Close another BABA here at $1.60. PLTR, again, new all-time highs. SMCI pulling back a bit. Let's see, SMCI, I would trade the 45 calls. Trying to get filled here at $1.15. Man, missed it. Yeah, may have missed SMCI barely. See if it comes down. Leave my order. Yeah, Tesla getting really weak. Tesla kind of doing its own thing. Move my price to $1.20 in SMCI on the 45 calls. Tesla potentially getting a big bar to the downside now. Filled at $1.20 in SMCI. I would close half at $1.32. So I need a bounce here in SMCI. I really didn't even want it coming down this far. I'm going to give it a minute here since I just got into it, but yeah, it's needs to bounce. S&P down through lows of day. So what a reversal here. Yeah, I don't know what happened to SMCI there, but that is not what I wanted to see. Two big volume bars, and now it's just starting to really drop. I've only been in it for about 2 minutes. So I'd like to give it somewhat of a chance. It went from, struggling to pull back at all to having two pretty sizable red bars. Not really sure what's going on with Tesla. Filled at $1.60 in BABA. Close another. Close another BABA at $1.73. Close half my SMCI at $1.35. BABA's in a pretty tight range. Filled at $1.35 to close half my SMCI. So glad I gave it a minute there and didn't panic. Get out of another SMCI at $1.47. Nice little bounce back in the S&P. BABA popping up. Just because it's such a tight range here, I'm going to go ahead and just close my BABA and take my profits. Filled at $1.47 in SMCI. Now let me give BABA a minute here. Close another SMCI at $1.65. Filled at $1.65. Close another one here right now. $1.78. Filled at $1.78. Oh, wow, what a push up here. Close another at $1.90. Tesla, another volume bar staying weak. Hasn't really bounced much. I'll pull back in SMCI now. It's getting another big bar, though. BABA not really going anywhere. That's my concern. With see how tight of a range it has. I feel lucky to have gotten a couple profit targets out of it. Yeah, that AVGO Mighty 90, if you could have got in at the top, would have been a nice winner. I'm going to go ahead and close my BABA. Filled at $1.49. So just not really going anywhere. It's been, my last fill was $1.60, and now it's at $1.49. You're going to start to see theta decay too when it just doesn't move. Another big bar in SMCI. So I'm glad that BABA. I don't trade BABA much, so it turned into a winner anyway. Pretty choppy, really, for the S&P so far. And Tesla's down below yesterday's low. Filling at $1.90 in SMCI, still trucking. Close another at 210. I mean, I can hardly even get profit targets in time. I'm going to close another at 205. Filled at 206. Close another at 220. I've got 3 contracts left in SMCI. Wow. Nice upside volume runner. It almost pulled back too much for me. Looks like Trump is speaking. I think he's just talking about the Iran strike right now. Yeah, Tesla's just bleeding lower. Hasn't really given an entry though in terms of a bounce. You would have just had to jump in. I guess you could have jumped in right here, just this little 2-bar consolidation, but very easily could have bounced right there. Wow. Filled at 220 in SMCI. Boy, this thing's unbelievable. Close another at 235. Another big bar in SMCI. Maybe I should just leave one on, see how far it can go today. Got some things coming down, though. Tesla might get a little mighty 90 long here, but bar's pretty big. Make it another big bar. PLTR, it couldn't push anymore. Microsoft new all-time high. Tesla just straight down. Filled at 235 in SMCI. Wow, I've only got one contract left. Let it ride maybe for a bit. What else we got? PLTR had a drop and then popped right back up. So I can't really tell on the indices here. Are we gonna go higher or lower here today? I feel like Tesla's dragging some things down, but we got Microsoft at all-time highs, SMCI pushing up, MSTR pushing up. Netflix hit all-time highs just a little bit ago. So I'm not really sure. It's just been pretty choppy out of the gates. Yeah, I don't know if that was a real candle or just a glitch on PLTR. Could just be a glitch. NVIDIA trying to get up to highs of day. things kind of are choppy. Some of these stocks have just been chopping. Coinbase, went up to highs of day and now it's come down. It's just chopped. Tesla short would have been great if you could have just figured out when to get in. SMCI taking a bit of a pause. I'm going to leave this last contract on for a bit. Now, if it breaks down back below, so let me put it on the screen here. So if it breaks back down below roughly 45.8 here, where it had this little dip and then bounce, if it comes back down below there, so that's kind of my line in the sand for my last contract here. Otherwise, I'll just leave it on for a little bit and see how high this thing can go today. I've never really done that, honestly. I usually just normally I might just close this out, now, or if it hits one more profit target. But I know Steve sometimes lets them run a little bit. And if it comes down here quickly, then I would just close it. Yeah, I'm sure Elmo's would have been good today, right now, or earlier. It's like Watson hit one. So no TLC for me today. I mean, unless it's just no movement whatsoever in the price action of SPX, but it's got to be just almost a slam dunk. Never really taken a break from it, so Tesla just straight down. Giving everybody giving everybody an opportunity to buy the dip. Well, I don't see anything else I want to get in, so nice little profit in day trading today. So I will see everybody during Power Hour. Have a good one. Peace.